Now, this is the part of the show where we give you the answer to that trivia question I asked earlier. Do you remember? I wanted to know how many times the Soweto Derby has been won under Jose Ribeiro. Here to give us the answer to that question is a lady that, well, everybody knows is as beautiful or even more beautiful than the ladies from Cape Verde. Aunty Diski. She even screams. She doesn't believe it.
No, I don't believe it at all. Have you seen how fire they are? But thank you so much for the compliment, Ade. Let me take everybody out of their misery. The correct answer is Abafana Bagamakepula, the Sea Robbers, the mighty Buccaneers, have won the Soweto Derby 5 times under the leadership of Jose, and this is 4 league and 1 cup tournament.
Oh, wow. Our Kaiser Chiefs viewers have just switched off their tellies right now with that answer. But now let's get into the stories making headlines on the continent in women's football.
Yeah.
And I know you have a story from Mamelodi Sundowns camp making headlines right now.
The last time we spoke about it, I think you remember I said it was Umkosi, but now it's not Umkosi anymore. It's official. Noxolo Kasane, one of the twins, who just came back from Saudi, she's officially signed with Mamelodi Sundowns. And remember, I think I said, when this player is officially signed, Mamelodi Sundowns is going to be very explosive this league, looking at some of the players that they've, signed. We managed to get a chat or get a glimpse of what Coach Rhoda Mulauzi, who's now also joined the technical team, and she spoke about, the importance of signing such athletes given the formation that Mamelodi Sundowns wants to take going into the league. So I'm super happy for her. We've seen the good work that she's done when she was abroad as well as when she was in UWC. So this is a very great player to look forward to.
So what's she going to bring to the dynamic of Mamelodi Sundowns?
For me personally, I think Kasane is one of those people who take the risks, especially in the relevant positions up front. She's got pace. I think she's got good decision-making skills. And I think stamina. If you watch Kasane when she starts playing up until she finishes, she's one player that is going to definitely, if the opponent, she basically runs away from them. She's always just disappearing from whoever's defending her. So I think you need that. And also coming with that international experience. We saw her at Tigris doing well. And I think she brings that international experience to Mamelodi Sundowns, also pairing with some players who came from overseas like your Colossas, your Ramalepes and so forth. So I think she brings that dynamic and balance.
Okay, let's wait and see what she does with a new team, Mamelodi Sundowns. But from the shores of South Africa to the shores of Morocco, now there's a special tournament.
Yeah. Well, Morocco has now been announced the winners of the women's futsal tournament for AFCON. They are the first, and before we actually dive deep into it, I just want to speak about how when we say investing in women's football and actually keeping the consistency, this is what we mean. We always talk about how Morocco has made their entrance, women's teams, their entrance a little bit later than most of the African countries like your South Africa, Ghana and Nigeria. However, look at the progression that they are making. For the fact that they are now the first winners of that tournament just speaks volumes, and this is a team that, a country that has not recently been introduced to football, but compared to the others, they are quite new. So it speaks about the importance of taking things serious. But now they qualify for the first ever FIFA futsal for women. So I think it speaks volumes. We've seen them do well at the FIFA World Cup, and now they're going to represent Africa. Super, super excited to see what they're going to definitely deliver.
Yes, so it's Morocco and Tanzania that have qualified for this World Cup that will be happening in the Philippines.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that match, Ade. Tanzania for me is one team when you're looking at the match, you'll say, oh, Bafwet, because they had it in the bag, to be quite honest. I mean, scoring their first goal in the 4th minute of that match, and then scoring another second goal just before halftime, I think they relaxed a little bit, and you don't do that when you're playing against teams like Morocco, and that was their biggest fault. But Morocco coming from a 2-0 defeat and winning the match, I think, the penalty did save them, but I think it threw Tanzania off completely because they thought they had that match in the bag. And we see in the second half, I think whatever conversation was happening in the changing room is something that shook that team, because when they came back, they brought their second goal. And I mean, you are never to be caught sleeping. In the additional time, they found their winning goal. But I think this team is one team that we should definitely be looking out for. I'm truly supportive of both the teams, but Morocco is going to definitely put us there on the map.
So how skillful do you have to be to play in such a tournament?
You have to be very skillful. If we're thinking about it, futsal, just to explain to the viewers if they don't understand what it is, it's essentially five-a-side, you know. Okay. And we know it's very different to your normal 11v11. It's more technical, you know, the dynamics of that. And you will see that most players who are very good at playing a five-a-side match, technically they become better decision makers, you know. It's more compact. So if you're very technically equipped, you will definitely, you know, do well in these kind of tournaments. And I think seeing that you don't have your Ghanas, your South Africas and your Nigerias, you know, we saw countries like Egypt, and we saw the countries that we're always talking about are not there. So I think maybe this is an opportunity for us to tap into that space of, you know, five-a-side matches to just get that technical ability and maybe advance. We will probably perform a little bit better. The rules are different. Your corner kick is a penalty, you know, there's no offside and those kind of things. So it's very technical.
Oh, wow. I can't wait to watch more of those games. Aunty Diski, thank you so much for joining us. Are you going to be watching the derby today?
Of course I am.
So who are you rooting for?
Don't be doing that to me. Don't be doing I'm rooting for any Soweto team that's going to win.
All right. Well, Aunty Diski, thank you. We're going to speak to you again next week about so much more happening, especially with the under-17 women's team. There's so much we need to discuss there.
Thank you very much, Ade.
When two bulls go at it, it is the ground that suffers. As the singing and the chants of 55,000 fans shake the walls of Moses Mabhida Stadium this afternoon, things still linger in our mind like, will Jose Rivero make it 6 trophies in 3 years? Or will the pride be restored in the black and gold of Soweto? Next week, we look at the road to the Confederations Cup finals and so much more. So you don't want to miss it. Till next time, Ninitanda Nonke Gakulu.